Hi, welcome to TGN channel. Today I'll be talking about the G4 PTZ configuration and setup and what you can do, especially the fact that you can zoom in. There's optical zoom for 22 times, which I will do a very short demonstration on it. And I will be zooming into something very, very minute and very, very small, which you see from 1x as compared to 22x is going to be a very huge difference. Okay. At the same time, you're going to look at some of my surrounding. It's going to be very, very messy. Just pardon me for my messiness. Right, so without much ado, let me jump into the configuration page. All right. Okay, you'll see that I'm actually looking at my screen. So do pardon the place where I'm the direction which I'm looking at. Okay, so right now I have my UDM Pro, which is up and running. Okay, as usual, you have your network, you have your Protect, Access, Talk, and UID. All right, so UID is something very new. I'm not going to talk about it today. Right, so let's focus on the Protect. Okay, so I'm going to click on it. And in here, you'll see that in my Protect, I have quite a number of cameras. I have the AI 360, which I'm testing. I have another one, which is a G3 Dome, G3 Pro, which I'm live streaming on YouTube. You can see it. Also, I have a G3 Instant. Let's focus on the G4 PTZ. Okay, so I have already added that into my UDM Pro. Okay, so it's on the Protect. And right now you can see live, this is my office. So I'm just using one of the walls as my backdrop. Right, so right now it's connected to my network and you have it on the DHCP, right? And it's connected on 1 gig and it's been running all the while. So recording wise, I've actually set it to motion, right? You can set it to motion. You can also choose the recording, right? You can choose from as low as minimally very, very low, 36 frames, all the way up to 50 frames. Okay, so I'm not going to do that because it's going to heat up all my storage space on my UDM Pro. Next is on the image quality. So you can adjust according to the percentage. That is basically the bit rate as to how well the quality is going to appear as. Right. So now for the FPS, human eyes look at 30 frames per second. Anything slower than that, we can actually notice a slight difference. Okay. Anything higher than that, we will just find it as very high quality. Right. If you're looking at IMAX, you'll see that it's 120 frames. So it looks really, really very high quality and really clear. Right. Next is the motion detection. So you can set the rules as to how many seconds for the motion to trigger a recording and how many seconds before the motion was detected to record. You can set 2, 5, even all the way up to 10 seconds, right? So as not to consume too much of your recording space. You can set between 2 to 5 seconds. So it will record 2 seconds to 5 seconds prior to the motion being detected. Right. Next is the seconds to record after the motion has been detected. Right. So you can go from 2 all the way up to, as usual, up to 10. All right. So basically for the setting wise, it's all the same as what you usually get for all the other cameras that you may have exposed to, like the G3 series or the G4 series. Okay, so with the G4 PTZ, basically it gives you the option to be able to pan tilt zoom. All right, so you can pan tilt almost 360. Okay, and you can also do the zooming portion where you can do 22 times. All right, so I would say, given that I have been playing with Ubiquiti's cameras since the AirCam, the early days. Right, so the very early days AirCam. Right, another thing is it can detect human being. So there's person detection and also vehicle detection. I'm not going to do any vehicle detection, but I'll just leave it on. Okay, now motion zones, you can add specific zones within the image where you want to record and then basically trigger, all right, to detect motion. Next, you can add smart detection zones, all right, so specific zones to basically do the recording. Okay, now privacy zones, you can define areas where you do not want to be recorded. Okay, so it could be the camera could be facing somewhere really private and you don't want to do any form of recording. So in this case, I can say I want to add a new zone. Okay, so I can say that over here is where my toilet is. I don't want any recordings to be done, so no recordings or no motions will be detected. Okay, so then they're safe and that's it. So you cover up, right? Covers up in the sense that it doesn't detect or video down or whoever that's going to the toilet. That's one thing. Okay, so let's clear that. All right. So next, in terms of settings, okay, you can name your camera. So in my case, I'm naming it G4 PTZ, and you can show the status light, which is blue color. Okay, Now in terms of RSTP, okay, like what I've done in my previous video, you can RSTP the video stream from the camera or the UDM Pro to the Synology that you may have, or any video recordings that can accept RTSP, okay, RTSP recording. Right. Next is the overlay information. You can choose if you want to record to show up the time. So what I did was I have enabled time, camera name, the logo, Ubiquiti logo, and the bitrate. Okay. Of course, you can also reboot the camera, and as usual, unmanage the camera if you are moving it from a different controller. Alright, so basically this is an overview of the settings and recordings for the G4 PTZ. Okay, it's not very complicated, or it's going to be very difficult to manage. It's just like any other G3 or G4 cameras that you may have. Now, if you were to click on the video itself, alright, so over here you can do it on either 720p or 4K. Okay, so let's keep it at 4K. I'm going to change over to 4K. So the first icon we see is basically the pen tilt zoom control. Okay, if you click on it, you're going to see the cursors come on, and then you basically just click on where you want it to go up and down. Now you'll notice a patch of blackness. Okay, so that was what I have added earlier on as my privacy zone. Okay, so in case if you are using it for your own self and there are certain areas where you don't want the cameras to record, set your own privacy zone, and if you're done with it, just go into settings and remove the privacy zone, and it will not show up. Alright, so that's as easy as that. Then the next one, of course, is the zooming portion. Okay, so to zoom, basically it's on the bottom bar. Okay, so that's bar. So by default, it's only 1x. And you can zoom in slowly, you move in gradually. Alright, so you can see here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in about 8 meters away to my emergency door release, my fire alarm. Okay, and I'm going to see the words. Okay, we're going to see the wording of the emergency fire alarm. Okay, so it just basically focus and then it zooms in, and then basically right now I'm on 20x. Okay, so at 20x I can read the words. Okay, so basically emergency door release. Okay, so this is my door release button for my EMI lock. Okay, for my UniFi access. Right, so I also have UniFi access. So you can see that at 8 meters I can zoom in to very small characters. This has a standard font size of 14. At 8 meters you don't really see it. Okay, but with the G4 PTZ I'm able to zoom in very precisely to see the words. Okay, at 8 meters away on 20 times. Okay, so if I want to zoom in any further, okay, right, sorry, I click on the video image. Let me zoom out. So right now we're on 20 times. Okay, and allow just the camera to adjust itself and focus. Alright, so this is one of the boxes that I have on display for the G4 dome. Okay, and I'm just going to move it slightly above to find the emergency door release. Okay, just way off. Okay, so you can see all these are all the equipments that I have, and I'm able to zoom it in, alright, to read the words literally off the box if I want to. Right, so this is one of the very powerful things that we can do with the G4 PTZ. Alright, so precisely one of the reasons that you purchase this unit is to make sure that you can zoom in, and also at the same time you can adjust. Okay, you can adjust the image accordingly, and then to basically pen tilt. Alright, so once you're done, you can just click done, and of course you can do a screen capture, or you can go full size, or you can of course change the settings in terms of brightness, contrast, hue, saturation, noise, optical zoom, sharpness, orientation, the infra, and the wide definition, the WDR, okay, the wide dynamic range. Okay, so all this can all be done as per what you may have with your G3 or G4 cameras. Okay, be it 720p, 1080p, okay, or it is 4K for the G4 dome or the G4 bullet, and right now for the G4 PTZ. All right, so very quickly and very briefly, okay, I've shown you what you can do, all right, especially in terms of the especially in terms of what you can do with the G4 PTZ. Okay, let me delete away. Let me delete that away. Save the settings. Okay. Now, other than that, of course, you have your live view. Okay, so you can see here, this is my standard live view of my G3 Instant, my AI 360, my G3 Pro showing outside the door, and I also have another G3 Dome, all right, recent edition. There's some testing. All right, you have your time lapse as usual. You can scroll up and scroll down to see what's happening. Okay, you can of course change the camera to choose the camera for your time lapse to see what's happening. Okay, so let me show it to you. Okay, I need to scroll down to choose my PTZ, and basically you can see all my happenings around what went through and what happened, okay, in the office throughout the day. Okay, as for the UniFi Protect, you can of course assign administrators or operators. Okay, activities, you can know what happened. Okay, so you'll trigger and show you. Now, in terms of settings for the UniFi Protect, you have your general stuff, all right, to display temperature if you have, video retention, how long you want it to store in your UDM Pro prior to purging the video, okay, and then in terms of backups, how you want to download your backups, all right. In terms of advanced, of course, you have your SSH, and then to reset, okay, reset your UniFi Protect. Okay, if you want to trigger activity alerts, it's also done over here. All right, so this is a very quick video for me to show you guys on the G4 PTZ. All right, I hope you enjoyed the video, a very short video. Okay, and it basically took about 10 minutes to show you the video for the G4 PTZ. Should you have any questions, just feel free to write a comment. All right, if you like the video, please remember to subscribe to the channel and remember to click like on the video. Thank you very much.